We didn't learn about that in school so much. We didn't learn about mental health issues.
Hey everyone, it is Christine XP. Welcome to the Brain XP community, and this is the Spotlight series. In today's episode, I sat down and chatted with Samantha, an incredible mental well-being advocate who co-founded 16 Strong Project in response to her experiences as a young person who grew up with familial mental illness and addiction. She is going to share all about 16 Strong Project, how young people can find empowerment after going through adverse childhood experiences, and how you can become involved. So let's get right on into the episode. Can you tell us about yourself and what led you to becoming a mental health advocate?
Sure. So I can tell you a little bit about my background, I guess, or my life growing up. That's kind of what led me to want to do this work. So my work actually right now, it's focused on kind of taking a proactive approach to mental health, specifically in youth. And that the reason behind that is because growing up, my father struggled with mental illness and addiction issues, and that had a really big impact on me and my family. And so ever since then, I realized that there are so many people or so many teenagers, youth that are going through similar or likely going through similar experiences to what I went through. And when I was going throughout middle school and high school, I felt really alone in what I was experiencing. I thought that no one would really understand what I was going through. I thought I was the only person. I thought that I just thought that no one would even get it at all. And I also blamed myself a lot because I thought, oh, if a family member is, going through something or displaying certain behaviors, that I must have done something because I'm a kid. It had to have been my fault, because we didn't learn about that in school so much. We didn't learn about mental health issues. We didn't learn about, I'll explain a little bit more, but I talk a lot about adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. And we didn't learn about that in school. And I had no idea really what was going on. And so because no one ever talked about it, I was kind of like, oh, well, it's just me, I guess. And this is what it is. And so I started the work that I'm doing now with 16 Strong, which really is kind of in mental health advocacy, to help young people who are going through things or facing different adversities be able to understand and recognize their situation, understand that they're not alone in what they're experiencing, that they're not to blame, and also be able to develop tools, strategies, and skills to be able to stop some of the potential negative impacts from occurring before they do, by being able to recognize your situation. So it's kind of my own life experiences that led me to want to help young people now.
Gotcha. Well, despite all those challenges, obviously we have something great that came out of it, which is 16 Strong Project. So can you tell us more about that and your mission? I know you've touched on it, but can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So 16 Strong, we work to empower resilience to adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. And I should provide like a little bit of context around what that is, because I know not everyone's heard of it and it's not a very commonly used word all the time. So adverse childhood experiences are potentially traumatic events that occur before the age of 18. So they might be things like kind of like what I went through with living with a family member who struggles with mental health issues or addiction. Can be different kinds of neglect and abuse, whether it be emotional or physical, having an incarcerated parent, among, going through divorce, or having parents who are divorced, or living with only one biological parent or no biological parents, facing homelessness or food insecurity. There's a number of others that are on that list as well, but anything that really could be potentially traumatic or adverse during childhood is what is an ACE, or an adverse childhood experience. So what we do at 16 Strong is we really help young people. We teach them about ACEs, we teach them what it means, and what the potential negative impacts are, so that by understanding and recognizing your situation, you can do something about it kind of in real time while you're going through it. And so we do that through different types of educational workshops, student-led initiatives, community outreach, school partnerships, and a number of ways. We really just are looking to spread the word about this and helping more young people recognize and then sort of recognize their situation and then navigate the challenges that so often come along with this type of adversity, so that we can really, thrive and have like positive mental health and all of that.
So you just mentioned some of the programs that you guys have. Can you go a little bit more in depth with those programs and what those are and your options for those?
Yeah. So we have a few different options and we've been adding more recently, which is really exciting. But part of what we have is an educational workshop, which is it's like 10 lessons or activities that really focus on talking about ACEs really from a mental health perspective. So we talk about why it's so important to learn about mental health challenges, learn about what the signs and symptoms are, learning about how important it is to use the right language when we're talking about how we're feeling. So how important it is to, if we're feeling sad about something, to make sure that we're saying, oh, I'm feeling really sad, rather than saying, I'm so depressed this happened. Or if we are feeling depressed, it's okay to express that, but realizing that by using mental health terms in place of feelings terms, that can be really harmful to other people who are potentially experiencing depression or have been diagnosed with depression or other types of mental health challenges as well. So we talk a lot about that. We talk about what ACEs are, what the potential negative impacts are. We talk about positive coping skills, how important it is to find the ones that work really well for you, and how important it is to realize that that looks different for everyone. And sometimes the first things you try are not the most helpful. It kind of takes some time to figure out what those things are that make you feel really good, and what works for me won't be the same as what works for you, Christine, and won't be the same as, for someone else who's listening to this. We talk about support, how important it is to find your support system, or I like to call it a village. So finding your village and who those people are that you can count on and go to for help and support in hard times, or if you're going through something difficult, so that they can help you through it, and recognizing that it's not always your family members. So trying to help young people also think a little bit outside the box, because so often we can, a lot of people, and this is fortunate, a lot of people can say, oh, I can go to my parents or I can go to my siblings, but there are a lot of people who can't do that. So helping people think about, well, I can go to a neighbor or a best friend's parent, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, something like that, and kind of thinking outside the box about who those people are. And then we talk about what it means to face different barriers or obstacles when seeking help or talking about different challenges, and how we can kind of overcome those obstacles. So things that you might face on the inside, like shame or stigma or embarrassment or fear of judgment, or things that you might face on the outside, or like if you do go tell someone that you're going through something, or you ask for help, and if they might not believe you, or they say, oh, is that really a big deal? Or, oh, this person's going through this other thing, and that's worse than, kind of comparing. So how to recognize what those things are and how to kind of overcome them, because it's not usually meant to be harmful, it can be. And so encouraging people to, keep trying, because there are people out there who will listen to you and believe you, even though that can be so hard. So we talk about different strategies to do that. And then in the second half of the workshop, we try and incorporate more, I guess, like real life activities or scenarios. And we incorporate different media and pop culture and things that young people are already engaging with, to try and meet them where they're at, and saying like, hey, you probably have heard of this TV show, or you watch this TV show, and this is like what we're talking about in this class, like this character is going through that. And so it kind of creates this thing where you're able to see or recognize the different mental health topics or ACEs topics in movies, media, TV shows, music, that you're already listening to or engaging with. And similar reason, it's still about like relatability and realizing you're not alone, and being able to see yourself in someone or something else, even if it's a character, because a lot of shows and TV shows do a really good job of depicting some of these difficulties. So that's kind of like in a nutshell what the workshop focuses on. It's kind of a gradual like foundational knowledge to more like fun, real world type of examples as you go on, after you've kind of had a little bit more understanding of what ACEs are, what mental health is, and all of that sort of stuff. So that's one piece. Do you want me to go into the other pieces as well?
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
That was a long answer. Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So some of the stuff that we're really excited about now are more student-led initiatives. So just for some other background, we started a youth advisory board it was September, October. It was like the beginning of this school year. And so we have about 10 high school students on a youth advisory board who really are exactly that. They're kind of advisors to us because it's so important to talk to the people who are doing the work for and say, hey, does this make sense to you? Do you want to learn about this? How do you want to learn about this? Because I think no matter how much I think I know what teenagers want, like, you know better than I know, and they know better than I know. And so we've recruited this board to really be advisors to us and say, this is what we made. Do you like this? Will your peers like this? How do you want to learn about this? Does this make any sense? Is it boring? Do you already know this? And run everything by them. And it also serves as a way for us to help them better understand what ACEs are and the different topics that we talk about so that they can spread the word around their school or their community, whether it's through events or social media or just hanging flyers around the school, collaborating with a club or anything like that. So it kind of works both ways. They're teaching us and we're teaching them. So it's been a really cool experience to have that group involved with us. And since that's been really successful, we recently launched 2 new student-led initiatives because really our goal is to, yes, we are doing this work for youth and for teenagers, but the idea is to get as many young people involved so that they can better understand and help spread the word, because I know there are so many people, middle school or high school students out there who want to learn about this stuff and want to help other people. So providing them a way to do that. And so we have a new student ambassador program, which we just launched like a couple weeks ago, which I'm really excited about. So we can recruit students from really anywhere in middle school or high school who are interested in learning more about ACEs and impact on mental health and being a leader in their school or their community and planning these events or posting flyers, sharing social media posts, trying to raise awareness about the topic, and also helping their peers understand that there are things that we can do that help us in a really positive way. So it's understanding what might be happening to us or what we might be experiencing, and also providing like tips and strategies for what we can do about it, even if it's, finding those positive coping skills or those things that work for us, or finding our support system, or being a person that maybe knows who the mental health resources are in a school or community, and being the person that you can go to be able to figure out where those places are. So that's the idea behind the student ambassador program that we just launched, which again, I'm super excited about because I want to get as many young people involved in the work we're doing, because I think that is really what we're trying to do. And the other the other new like student-led initiative is we're launching club chapters. So the ability to start a club in your school, and we provide like guidance on different activities or what it means to start a club. We have training about ACEs and mental health that the student leader would go through. Same with the ambassador program. The ambassador program, I guess, is just a little bit less structured, probably a little bit easier to get involved with because you don't have to formally start a club. But yeah, so we provide the training for that, student guides, and we call them Every Voice Heard clubs, because we have this Every Voice Heard initiative, because we really believe that every person's voice deserves to be heard, listened to, and believed. And so through these clubs or through that initiative, that's really the goal, is to help create a space where young people can come together and talk about their experiences, believe each other, support each other.
So how can students find all the information about these different programs and become involved with them?
So there's information on our website, is probably the best place. And our website is 16strongproject.com. So it's pretty easy. And then there's like a tab at the top that says get involved, and there's a student ambassadors page, and there is I think it says student clubs page. We called it student ambassadors and student clubs to make it really clear that those were the student-based initiatives. And then on there's more information about what it is and how to sign up. Each of them has a link to a Google form that's an interest form. So anybody that's interested, there's Google forms as interest forms to fill out, and it's all on our website.
Awesome. And I just have one last question for you, which is, what is the best way to stay up to date on everything happening with 16 Strong Project? Do you have social media and that type of stuff?
Sure. Yeah. So the best way probably is through Instagram. And so our handle is 16 Strong Project. or by checking our website. But whenever we have new initiatives and things like that, we typically will post on Instagram and with more information following it and ways to follow up on our website. As you probably know, Instagram can be tricky with links and stuff. So those things are usually on our website, but we'll usually post about it, directing people to, visit our website if they're interested or reaching out to us by email. So.
Yes, the struggle is definitely real with Instagram links.
Yeah.
It's a battle.
It's so frustrating because I'm like, I just want to put the links here so that people can click on it, but it doesn't want to let us do that. So we do post about it, but of course you'll have to end up navigating to our website on your own to find more information, but it's all there.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's going to really help out our Brain XP community and so many teenagers and youth. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to say, I love what you're doing as well. And so it's really awesome for you to have reached out. And I hope that we can help. And I hope that if anybody's involved, that they do or wants to be involved, that they do reach out to us or send us a message or something.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, I am back. I hope you found this episode with Samantha helpful. If you go to the description box, you will find 16 Strong Projects, website and social media links. Please use the resources and show them love on social media. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up and comment below what you found helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time a Brain XP video comes out. And also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Brain XP Project. Thank you so much to Samantha for joining me in this episode of the Spotlight series. The episode does end here. I will be signing out. Always remember, stay positive, keep smiling, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!